Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. It is Wednesday, the first day of March, and it's sort of going to come in like a lion, and I'm not lying. So it's still going to be a pretty good day. I thought yesterday was just absolutely perfect. After the windy day that we had on Monday, yesterday, blue skies, hardly a breeze at all. And it just felt so wonderful. Today will be about like that, but warmer, and the breezes are going to come back. And eventually, we're going to find some rain and even some thunderstorms coming back as soon as this evening, tonight, and then kind of off and on Thursday into Friday with more of those gusty winds potentially like we had on Monday coming through. By the way, another addition to the room is the weather stick. It's a weather stick. You've heard of weather rocks. Remember those? If it's blown away, it's windy. If it's swinging, if it's got snow on it, it's snowing. The weather rock. We all had, when we were younger, had pet rocks and all that. Well, this is the weather stick back behind me, but the different colors on it will tell you something about the weather. So it's not just there for decoration. Like when it's blue like this, it looks pretty. It looks nice. Everything's fine. But when it's going to be stormy, it will turn red. Look how cool is that? So when you see this, my videos, or if I'm live covering severe weather, it's going to be red. Okay. So, I can go different colors. There's green for go. It's good. The blue I just showed you. I can do some purple haze. Ooh, Jimi Hendrix. Then some orange. It just, it all depends. Today, even though things are going to be pretty good, I'm going to go with, now I know that kind of looks white-ish. I may have to adjust it. Here's white. That looks more blue than white. Anyway, so I'm going to go with, no, that's not what I wanted. Yellow. So yellow, of course, when you're driving down the road, caution. It's a caution light. So the weather stick today, caution. It should be kind of in between blue, well, green and yellow. I don't know. I'm still just playing with this. It's new, but you see it there. It's to highlight kind of what the weather is going to be today. Awareness that we could have some strong. There's a short window this afternoon that we could have some strong thunderstorms just before sunset, and then after sunset we'll have some showers, and then everything will kind of die off. But here's the way things look right now with the radar satellite, nothing showing up on radar, but the satellite view showing a stream of clouds that are continuing to move through. Now, here's the warm front. This warm front will have a lot of energy with it. So the winds are going to start to pick up today, not like they did on Monday. It'll be breezy, but it's not going to be very windy. It's not going to be like the high winds over 50 miles per hour like we had the other day. We will have that Thursday night into Friday. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's going to be just like that. But today, as the warm front comes through, we get a little bit of daytime heating just before sunset. Again, it's going to be a short window in which this warm front may prompt a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. And some of them, depending on how much sunlight we get today, could be a little on the hefty side. But that's not a guarantee. I'm just giving you a heads up that that is a possibility come later this afternoon. All right, let's get to it and show you the 10-day blender here. And we continue with the very up and down temperatures near 80 today. That would break a record again. I know, it's just, it is what it is. I've explained it before. We've been here before, but not very many times. By the way, since yesterday was the last day of February, we ended up the second warmest February on record for Bowling Green. Second warmest. I mean, easily it could be said it's global warming, it's climate change, and all this. But I mean, I'm not going to get into all that. So near 80 today, but then look what happens. We kind of reset a bit. We go mid 60s tomorrow, near 70 on Friday, then upper 50s Saturday, back to the 60s and 70s. Now, I do see a much cooler trend coming our direction, and you see it there as we get into next weekend or the end of next week, 50s, even a little bit below average for this time of the year for temperatures. So, cooler times are coming, but still not winter. Winter is for us pretty much non-existent, and it looks like it's going to stay that way, and we're just going to go right into spring without any real shots of winter. The last real shot of winter was back at Christmas, and maybe that's all we get this year. Next year could be completely different. All right, here's a look at temperatures this morning. We're starting mild here for the first day of March. Everybody in the upper 40s to mid 50s. There's a big variety. There's even a 60 in Scottsville right now. And then up the road, northern Warren County, up near the Corvette plant, it's only 40. That tells me the air is very stable, very dry. And so the elevation of each of these individual mesonet stations has to do with the temperature. That stable air, it's reading what it's reading. And there's no wind to change it. There's no big humidity to change it. There's no anything else that's changing the temperatures. The variables are coming from the different station over here is a little higher elevation. The station down the road is at a lower elevation because the atmosphere is so dry and stable. You get all these different kind of wacky numbers this early in the morning. But once the sun comes up, everything begins to level out. And that's the way it is, as Walter Cronkite would say. I hear a young person out there going, who is Walter Cronkite? That's the way it is. Here's a look at the surface map and the predictor showing the jet stream and winter still being locked away to the north. It's been this way pretty much all winter for us. We've been on the warmer side of things. And again, today, the southerly flow is just going to continue to kick across the area and keep us warm. And today, dry at first, but then we watch the surface flow here out of Texas and Arkansas. There's a little low pressure system that's going to try to work its way this way. There's one to the north. Notice it's not very strong. The stronger one's coming again off the coast of California. And so all of this is going to play a role in what happens next for us. Here we go into the afternoon. You see it there. There's the low pressure system. Not very strong, okay? So it's not going to be one of those that's going to be a big weather producer, but the overrunning flow here out of that low is going to send the moisture our direction. And here we go by this afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of these, as I mentioned, there's a small window of time just before sunset this afternoon that some of these could get going and become a little hefty, maybe. We could see some possible severe thunderstorm warnings back to the west of us, but I don't foresee this being that big of a deal. These are really sun driven, the sun's energy, diurnal is what we call it. When the sun heats up the moisture and it's being lifted, you get the thunderstorms. But after dark, these things just kind of they weaken. That's not to say the rain is going to go away, because even after dark, there's still some showers here, as you can see, just kind of, not that big of a deal. The bigger deal would be further south if anything severe starts to materialize. So we get into this evening, and here we go late tonight into early Thursday. And this is when that low pressure system back west starts to really gin up the moisture and really start to kick things up. Here comes another warm front as the warm air continues to flow across the area and winter continues to be locked in to the north. So here we go, the same kind of setup that we had on Monday, pretty much. And here comes the rain again. And look at that line. Look at this low deepening to 983 millibars. That was where the last low got to as far as pressure, the deepest pressure, 983 or somewhere close to that, 983 millibars. Look at this squall line of thunderstorms right there going through parts of Oklahoma, Texas into Louisiana. Here is our warm front. You got the showers lifting ahead of the warm front on Thursday. And then you've got the actual cold front right there coming through. So we're going to be in that warm sector with the winds. You see how tight the winds are going to be right there. Again, Thursday, and let's look at the time here. This is going to be Thursday night, about midnight into early Friday morning. That's when the worst of those winds are just going to pump out of the south right into the area. And here we go again with the gusty wind potential, high wind potential, and maybe just a severe thunderstorm threat. Look at that line. That's a pretty impressive line. It's going to be a squall line with these little bowing segments on it, these little places that on the line pooch out just a little. That's where the wind is really hitting the ground with big force. And you even get a brief spin up of a weak tornado or whatever. Wind damage for sure is a possibility as we get into Friday morning. So that's going to be, looks like the prime time for a lot of this, as you see there, to come on through. It will weaken a bit as it comes through, but notice it's closer, 981 millibars. It's even deeper than the one that came through on Monday. So you know there's going to be a ton of wind coming in with this thing as the thunderstorms come through. It's gonna howl on Friday. And especially Friday morning with those thunderstorms coming through. It will eventually weaken, but that's the time we've got to watch. Thursday night into Friday morning, there's about midday Friday as this thing just travels. Notice it's a little bit closer to us. The last one went up a little, just a few hundred miles north. This one's a little closer to us. So that's why I'm a little concerned about the potential here for the severe weather threat on Friday, Thursday night, even into Friday morning. So this is your potential heads up for, what could be coming our direction. Now, let's take a look at the severe weather threat. Today, we are in a level 1 marginal risk. Why? And that's why I turned the weather stick to yellow, even though it doesn't look that yellow, but it's yellow. Take my word for it. Because I want you to it's caution later today, that small window of opportunity late this afternoon before dark, we could have a few strong thunderstorms. Some of those will have the potential for a damaging wind threat, tornado threat. I never say never, but it's on the lower end of things. But we've got to watch it. That short window of time this afternoon, there could be that threat of something getting a little bit out of hand, a little hefty this afternoon. Then we get into tomorrow. We get into the Thursday time frame as that low starts to kick in from the west. Notice we go back to a general light green, indicating they're just general thunderstorms, nothing severe. But I still believe that Thursday night into Friday morning is going to be the prime time for us to see potentially damaging wind and even a tornado threat, even though it's not doesn't appear to be like this outbreak of tornadoes, there's the threat that's going to be there. And as you can see, it is that level 2 yellow there, indicating a marginal, from marginal to slight risk. It's a slight risk in that level 2 yellow area from Bowling Green up to Lexington, over toward Corbin, London, Williamsburg, Pikesville, Prestonsburg. You get the idea, on down in the middle in East Tennessee. So that is as that cold front makes its way through here on Friday morning. So I think that's the best risk of severe weather that we're going to see out of the next 3 days or so here in southern Kentucky. So I hope that you are paying attention to that. I'll be watching it and covering it, of course, right here and on the radio at SAM 100.7 should that become necessary. All right. The frontal boundary, just the warm front is just kind of laying across the area, and it's going to go north today. Here comes our big system out of the Pacific West. This front just going to line up here and just give us scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. Severe weather threat, marginal. Not very confident that we're going to get severe weather this evening, but as I mentioned, there is that short window where we could see something, and then after dark, just rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder. Here we go into Thursday and Thursday afternoon and evening. Now here comes our severe weather threat. As you see the dark reds there, and then we're painted in with a lot of rain. There's that really deepening low pressure system moving across Texas. Then it's going to take a track just north of the Ohio River. As we get into Friday, notice the tight lines there, there. All of those isobars packed. That means that low is deepening. Look at this, 988 millibars. And there's our rain and thunderstorm and wind on Friday. And then Saturday, it's gone. It is gone for the weekend. And then after that, here we go into Sunday and into Monday. Tuesday, there's a cold front with a minimal chance of a shower, but not much after that. So, the weather stick showing it's supposed to be yellow, but I may need to adjust the colors just a little bit. I just put it up last night and I thought, well, okay, I'm going to give this a go and see what happens. Another piece of equipment to add to all of this, and I still got a lot of things still yet to do, but it's starting to all come together now, and I love it. I love how this is all coming together. All right, you guys, headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7. This morning, 6 to 10, I'll be on your radio playing the best music on your radio, number one for classic hits, and some stuff to give away as well. In the meantime, thank you for watching. God bless you, and I will see you on the radio.